Ragu introduces Chicken Tonight Simmer Sauces, and suddenly everybody's saying,
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight. Chicken tonight.
Choose from 6 new sauces. Each one's made with real vegetables and herbs, so you can make dishes like country French chicken and chicken cacciatore. Just brown the chicken, simmer, and serve.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
New Chicken Tonight Simmer Sauces from Ragu.
Chicken tonight.
The guys from Pop Secret tell me they have big news. They say their kernels pop up bigger, so they're lighter and fluffier. I say they even taste better.
Pop Secret. Perfect popcorn is our passion.
With this ripe tomato, I'm going to show you how the new Aquafresh Flex Brush helps take care of your gums and your teeth. It has a flexible neck, so no matter how you brush, you can see it's gentle on your gums. New Aquafresh Flex for gentle dental care.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Malloy. Making headlines this Saturday, it took nearly 200 firefighters to control this monster. I'll tell you what happened when the blaze broke out today in an old Taunton mill. And the story behind the heroes who saved Taunton's day. Let's just say they didn't want history to repeat itself. The news is next.
Tuesday night, Barbara Walters, Jane Pauley, Hugh Downs, and others relive today's greatest moments from the past 40 years.
Katie, beautiful Katie.
Celebrate with Brian, Katie, and your favorite stars.
I wish.
The biggest primetime birthday bash of the year. Today at 40, Tuesday on NBC.
Next on Sisters.
I have a scheduling conflict. You see, I thought the awards were next Saturday night, not this Saturday night.
You see, this Saturday, she's going with me.
Forget the long-term implications. Just decide who you want to go with tomorrow, Victor or Wade.
There's nothing like being in the middle of the lake in a boat, the morning sun on your face.
Well, if you're in such a hurry to get back to the office, why don't you just roll yourself back? You have had it. No, you have had it.
No, I've had it.
Hi, this is Joe Rocco. Coming up in sports on the News Watch at 11. The Celtics pull off a major trade. We'll hear from their newest player. Also see how they make out against the Knicks. Bruin highlights, Brown hockey, and all the hoop highlights, Rams and Friars coming up in 20 minutes. Stay tuned.
Happy 40th anniversary today.
1992 promises to be a very special year. We'll commemorate the quincentennial of Columbus's discovery of America. We'll cheer our Olympic athletes on as they go for the gold. And we'll return to the polls to elect our next president. Channel 10 will bring you all the excitement, color, and magic of these special events. We'll also be highlighting the unique people, places, and values that make America great. I'm Doug White, inviting you and your family to join us as we celebrate America.
This week on Between the Lines, should David Duke be on the ballot?
It's very clearly a Republican Party primary. This is for the Republican Party nomination to be president. Mr. Duke's people never asked the Republican Party to be put on the ballot. It was my opinion that sometimes you have to take a stand against racism.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rendine, that you feel he's an embarrassment, but David Duke is a creature of the Republican Party.
Between the Lines, Sunday morning at 10:30 here on Channel 10.
When was the last time you watched a talk show that wasn't just full of hot air?
Wait.
Montel's here.
What's the bottom line here?
And whether he's in the studio...
This is the biggest cover-up in the history of this country.
Or out on the streets.
You don't want to fire that thing up right now, not on the camera, you know?
He keeps his cool when the topics get hot.
I want to know where he got his G-string. I want to buy my husband one for Christmas.
The Montel Williams Show.
This isn't as easy as it looks first.
Monday morning at 10, here on WJAR, Channel 10.
WJAR Channel 10, Providence, New Bedford. Southern New England's leading news station. Ken Malloy, meteorologist Jeff Latham, and Joe Rocco on sports. This is News Watch 10.
Good evening, everyone. It is every firefighter's nightmare, a huge hot fire burning out of control in a tightly packed factory district. And that is exactly what 150 firefighters woke up to this morning in Taunton. A dozen different fire companies responded to a blaze at the old Gaelic Tannery building, a structure which used to house several businesses. The first thing you notice about a fire of this magnitude is the heat that it generates.
I understand the flames were about 60 feet high here, so much so that it melted the plastic on the fire engines just across the street.
The first firefighters on the scene were not only dealing with the heat and the intensity of the blaze, they were also trying to contain it.
We tried to make an initial attack inside of the building, and we got backed out because of the intense heat. And then we tried to set up a defensive position, and from there we just had to keep withdrawing and calling in extra manpower.
More manpower and more water.
It's drafting from the river to supplement the water supply with the hydrants, as well as ladder trucks and ladder pipes. An enormous amount of water is needed to fight a fire of this magnitude.
We're not sending any men into the building. We've had a wall collapsed, and we've had a couple of firefighters injured.
Those 3 injured firefighters, incidentally, were treated and released from Morton Hospital. The cause of the blaze, which broke out at 7:30 this morning, is still under investigation tonight. Members of the State Fire Marshal Office will resume their investigation once again in the morning. Fighting a blaze like the one in Taunton poses some strategic problems even for the most experienced firefighters. Newswatch 10's Ana Cabrera tells us that the fire was the first major test of a newly revamped system in Bristol County.
November 1981. Fire guts the Borden Mill complex. January 1987. A spectacular fire destroys the historic Kerr Mill.
This area has a history of some major mill fires just like this one, so they created a special task force to fight them. What it boils down to is a cooperative effort among area firefighting departments. And according to the fire chiefs I spoke with, the system works.
Imagine this scenario. Fire breaks out in a building which essentially acts like a huge oven, fanning the flames to astounding heights. The chief arrives on the scene.
You know, being a macho type of profession, initially you want to try to do the job yourself.
Word of a fire such as this one spreads quickly.
When we come in, we had listened to this previously going on, and we could see that there was something really developing.
In the Bristol County system, the calls are screened through the Norton Fire Department. Firefighters who arrive from the 12 participating communities gather at a pre-arranged spot. Then the fire chief in charge at the scene of the fire decides where the help is most needed.
In the past, all these vehicles would converge on the scene and would add to some confusion. So what we've done, we've eliminated the confusion on the fire ground.
Chief George Burgess is a veteran of other mill fires.
This fire's a lot colder. This fire is a tougher fire because of a congested area that we're in.
The task force was originated due to the mill structures and the manpower shortages that we all have now.
Very, very happy with it. You can see by the turnout of the Bristol County chiefs here, it's worked very, very well.
Ana Cabrera, Newswatch 10, Taunton.
Once again, 3 minor injuries in that blaze, cause still under investigation tonight. And it was certainly a cold morning to fight a fire. Nobody knows that better than Jeff Latham, who's standing by with our fast forecast. Hi, Jeff.
Evening, Ken. A rather cool night, as you mentioned. One of the coldest nights we've had so far. In fact, it probably will go down as the coldest night so far in 1992. Temperatures up north right now, 3 degrees at Montpelier, Vermont, 10 around Lebanon, in New Hampshire. Some places off the map in northern Maine already below 0 as we speak. Not quite as bad down here in southern New England, and the winds have died down as well. Temperature 23 right now at the airport, also 23 at New Bedford and Hyannis. Back toward New York City, it's even milder. They're standing right now at around 35 degrees. As far as tomorrow's concerned, should be a nice day. High pressure will be over us, a very light wind, lots of sunshine. Still on the chilly side, temperatures getting into the 30s, but again, a nice day before the moisture starts coming back later on Monday and into Tuesday. It looks like some more rain coming our way before it really gets cold. Here's the forecast then for your wake-up tomorrow morning. Skies will be clear, and it's going to be cold, about 14 degrees. Sunshine the rest of the day. Maybe some high clouds later in the afternoon. Highs 33 to 39 degrees.
On the bay, northwest to southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Visibility good, seas about a foot. High tide is tomorrow afternoon at 12:39. We'll detail the 5-day forecast for, again, a return to some wintry weather about the mid part of next week in just a little while. Ken?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Checking news from around the world now, reports say that Russian and Ukrainian officials have reached a tentative compromise over dividing control of the Black Sea Fleet. Under the deal, the states agree to set up a committee to decide which part of the fleet will remain in the Ukrainian hands. The agreement comes after weeks of stubborn disputes over control of the former Soviet forces. Death by firing squad reportedly is the sentence for 3 men who allegedly tried to invade Cuba last month. A Cuban news agency says the 3 men have admitted training in Florida for a terrorist mission in Cuba. The report claims their activities were known to U.S. officials. There was no trouble today for Paul Simon's concert in Johannesburg, South Africa. Militant African groups had protested Simon's tour, saying the singer should not perform there until a black-led government is in control in South Africa. Some blacks threatened violence, but a spokesperson for Paul Simon says the singer was extremely pleased with the turnout and the response of the audience. And when we come right back, arrest at a Pawtucket beauty salon that allegedly dabbled in more than tints and dyes. And it may not be over yet. Another chapter still in the Carol Stewart murder case.
Hi, Bob Cousy here for your New England Lincoln Mercury dealers. You know, there's nothing like bringing the whole family to a game at the Garden. And here's how to get there. The new 92 Mercury Sable wagon. Plenty of room and comfort, plus optional dual airbag protection, as well as available ABS brakes. See the new 92 Mercury Sable wagon today, and I'll see you at the next game. So these are the good seats. See your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
It's television's new talent sensation, Star Search 92. This week, check out that new talent. Will he make it 6 in a row? He's Roscoe. Catch the new Star Search Junior Dance sensation, Slick and the Dimples. Star Search has a new, beautiful spokesmodel champion. She's Atlanta's Shea Bowen. Going for win number 5 is female vocalist Laurie Frazier. The great talent does make the difference. Star Search 92. Catch it.
Sunday night at 11:35 here on Channel 10.
You can't risk blowing the case on an autopsy done by me. This is Jack Klugman, next on Quincy.
They just knocked off half their case against Victor Ramsey. And you know who the other half is?
If the state has a case against Victor Ramsey, they ought to be able to prove it.
Our star witness has been demoted to a bit player.
I was set up. I was framed.
You weren't satisfied just losing your good name. Now you're going to lose your life.
Sunday night at 12:35 here on WJAR, Channel 10.
On the next Discover New England, winter's here and the hills are alive with skiers. From way back when to the hottest trends, we'll show you a bird's eye view of New Englanders' love affair with the slopes. And the lakes are frozen, but that won't stop these boats. We'll take you out for a sail at 60 miles per hour. Plus, go winter climbing in the shadow of Mount Washington. For some, the best part is getting up the hill. So join us and discover New England.
Friday night at 7 here on WJAR, Channel 10.
The shadow of the Carol Stewart murder case is a long one, it seems. One example was the increased racial tension in Boston after it happened. Now, the former prime suspect in that 1989 slaying seen here in file tape reportedly plans to sue the Boston Police Department. According to the Boston Herald, William Bennett has filed a civil rights lawsuit alleging the police tried to frame him for the crime. The case, of course, centers on the shooting death of Carol Stewart, an expectant mother. At one point, Bennett was considered the prime suspect. Later, suspicion turned to Stewart's husband, Charles, who later committed suicide. William Bennett was never charged in the case and was cleared as a suspect. The murder of the Brendel family is another crime not easily forgotten, and one state legislator wants to keep it that way. State Senator Harold Miller, Jr. has reintroduced a death penalty legislation bill in response to the slaying of Ernest Brendel last fall and his family. Miller, who is a Democrat from Pawtucket, has introduced a bill that would require the death penalty by lethal injection or life in prison for certain crimes. Miller says if the General Assembly is not willing to pass the death penalty, it should at least allow the public to vote on the issue. A disturbance after a high school basketball game last night leaves one youth hospitalized. New Bedford police arrested 2 fans, a boy and a girl, following a basketball game between Mission and host New Bedford. Police say the stabbing victim allegedly tried to snatch a chain from the neck of a Mission fan who then pulled a knife. Police say the youth was stabbed through the leg. Officials tell us the victim was not charged in that incident. A Pawtucket hairstylist faces charges that she sold heroin from her beauty salon. Police have arrested Ulysses Capelon of Central Falls. They did that yesterday at the Fascination Beauty Salon. Officials say an undercover operation officer there began surveilling the area 6 weeks ago. Police have charged Capelon with selling heroin to an undercover officer. Junior high school students in Warwick have a chance to learn the dangers of the drug world and how to avoid them altogether. Today, the students took part in an all-day conference aimed at making each teen more aware of his or her potential. With that realization, sponsors hope to get kids to stay away from the drugs. The conference was formed in conjunction with Channel 1, the youth-to-youth program. Participants learned how to make good non-alcoholic drinks, and they will take part in skits and participate in workshops. The Youth-to-Youth Conference is open to all 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students. For more information, you can call the number on your screen. It is 739-5230. If you're looking for more information about weather for your week, stick around. Jeff Latham is up next with his extended forecast.
It's easy. It's fast and it goes over anything. It reduces condensation and noise. It's not metal, so it can't rust or corrode. It's the first roof with a lifetime warranty, and it's beautiful. It's Angeline, the lifetime roofing.
Angeline is at Koopman Lumber, Casella & Son, Chase Lumber, and Killingly Building Supply, distributed by Georgia Pacific.
You hear it all the time.
Well, I got it. A new Toyota Camry.
I thought you wanted a bigger car.
It is.
No, I mean like a Taurus or an Olds Cutlass or something.
I checked them out. But the new Camry's every bit as big. It's got more power than before, and Camrys hold their value. I love it.
Wait a minute, this sounds like a completely different car.
Toyota value. It really is the best deal going.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
He's got a very kind of innocent, warm quality about him, and I think that's one of the things that makes him so likable. I'm watching, Justin.
Ready, Ken? 1, 2, 3.
Ken Malloy goes bowling with 13-year-old Justin. This week's Tuesday's Child. Tuesday at noon and 6 on Newswatch 10.
1992 promises to be a very special year. We'll commemorate the quincentennial of Columbus's discovery of America. We'll cheer our Olympic athletes on as they go for the gold. And we'll return to the polls to elect our next president. Channel 10 will bring you all the excitement, color, and magic of these special events. We'll also be highlighting the unique people, places, and values that make America great. I'm Doug White, inviting you and your family to join us as we celebrate America.
Jeff Latham joins us one more time. The extended forecast, we're in for a cold stint or what?
Yeah, a little up and down over the next several days, but it's cold outside now. It's
brisk.
Yeah, you almost think it was January. Finally, some cold weather. In fact, as we mentioned earlier, probably the coldest night so far of the year, with temperatures getting down into the teens tonight. It's going to warm up for a couple of days and get a little rain out of it, and then some serious cold coming in, it looks like, by the middle part of next week. Anyway, outside right now, it's a clear and a cold night. 25 degrees here in downtown Providence. Our winds, they've gone down quite a bit, so the wind chill not really that big a factor anymore. Our wind's currently northwest at 5, the barometer rising, humidity 37%, the dew point way down there at 2 degrees, so it is a very dry air mass out there tonight. As far as the temperatures are concerned, we got a high of 34 degrees today, so once again, another day above freezing, and our low is the current reading of 25. Elsewhere around the country, well, it was really only cold here in the Northeast with temperatures in the teens and the 20s for the most part. The rest of the country really in pretty good shape, near 50 degrees down around Washington, 46 at Chicago. Even out in Denver, where they had about 1.5 feet of snow in some places earlier this week, it got to 50 degrees today. So quite a bit of mild air around the country, and that mild air is going to start moving in our direction over the next several days as a storm system comes out of the Gulf of Mexico. It's not warm out there right now, though. In fact, the cold air is really firmly entrenched across the area. 13 right now at Worcester, 20 down at Hartford, a little bit milder down around New York City. They're still above freezing down at LaGuardia Airport at 35 degrees, but cool here in southeastern New England. 19 right now, Smithfield 23 at Providence, or at the airport over at New Bedford, and also at Hyannis. As far as the national satellite picture is concerned, we see a few clouds moving up and down across the northeast, but a big swath of moisture coming in out of the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of rain and snow developing now across parts of the southern plains, and that's the moisture that will be heading our way over the next several days, bringing us what looks like another pretty big rainfall later on Monday night, getting into Tuesday. The map tomorrow will show that moisture continuing to come out of the Gulf of Mexico, but it's going to be a nice day here. High pressure will be in control. A lot of sunshine tomorrow. Winds will switch around to the southwest during the afternoon. Temperatures still on the cool side in the middle 30s, but all in all a nice day. Then later on tomorrow night, and especially on Monday, we'll see the moisture start to move our way. Possibly some rain before the sun goes down Monday afternoon. If not, definitely by Monday night and into Tuesday. Could be a windswept soaking rainfall coming before some colder air comes in again. The temperatures by Wednesday and Thursday will be remaining below freezing all day long. So some changes coming our way over the next several days. Here's the forecast. Starting with tonight, clear and cold. Overnight lows between 10 and 18 degrees. For your wake-up tomorrow morning, skies should be clear. It'll be cold outside. Temperatures around 14 degrees. Mostly sunny the rest of the day tomorrow. Light winds. Temperatures still on the cool side, 33 to 39 degrees. And the extended outlook shows you the nice weather tomorrow, clouding up. Maybe some showers and warmer on Monday, all the way into the middle 40s. Rain on Tuesday around 50, but then clearing out and turning a lot colder Wednesday and Thursday. The high Thursday, possibly only 25 degrees. This is January. This is New England. It's supposed to be cold. We might finally actually pull it off for a few days.
And get some snow one of these days.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Okay. Joe Rocco's next with highlights from virtually every team, local, college, pro, you name it, including the Celtics, who welcome their newest member in New York. Stick around.
Works his way. Hit for Douglas, who in a short...
The guy in the new Infiniti just discovered something about his car and about himself. He just discovered that the 18-year-old adventurer who loved to drive never left. Seems he's just been snoozing for the last, 20 years. And his new Q45 just woke him up. Without acne. Infiniti makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
Memories are made at the West Valley Inn, the most elegant and romantic location for your wedding. The West Valley Inn offers superb meals in our spacious and beautiful banquet facilities for the large or small wedding. And your pictures taken at the West Valley Inn Sculpture Garden will be a cherished memory forever. Call the West Valley Inn at 822-2834 for a picture-perfect wedding.
It's a show that comes once a year.
A show with Hollywood stars, entertainment, and fun.
And a show that's all made possible with your support. Join us! Join us!
It's Starathon 1992. Hi, I'm Charlie Jeffers.
And I'm Marianne Milano. Help us help people with cerebral palsy when the stars come out.
Sunday morning, January 19th, beginning at 9:30, right here on WJAR, Channel 10.
She's back. Roxanne's making sex headlines again. Palm Beach's naughtiest socialite accused of breaking up a count's marriage. Now the jilted countess may go to jail.
I hate Roxanne with a passion.
In an exclusive interview, Roxanne and her race car lover talk about sex, the new scandal, and his wife who faces jail if she won't leave Roxanne alone. Roxanne, her lover, and his wife on Hard Copy.
Monday night at 7, here on WJAR, Channel 10.
Hey, the whole gang's here. Joe, what's up?
They all played, and we have all the highlights. So much to talk about, so little time, so let's start with the Celtics, who were in New York tonight for a rematch with the Knicks. But first, in case you still haven't heard, the Celtics traded Brian Shaw to Miami for Sherman Douglas. Shaw for Douglas. Sounds like a good deal to me.
Right here now, I'm glad to be a Boston Celtic. I think that
with the team they got, with the veterans and the youth, it's a great mix, and hopefully we can blend it together and try to accomplish a great deal here.
So Brian Shaw's rocky 3-year career with the Celtics is over. He was in Miami tonight, or Miami uniform tonight, while back in New York, Chris Ford was talking about a Douglas D. Brown backcourt that he thinks will work out just fine. You see, Douglas is a true point guard. Shaw wasn't.
Brian was still trying to learn that position, as is D. Brown. So I think, once D is healthy, he and Sherman can also play together out there, just like Brian did.
But probably a little bit better. So Shaw and Douglas, the big pregame story. Reggie Lewis, the big story in the first half with 23 of his game-high 33. Someone had to pick up the slack with Parrish and McHale out. Nice hoop here with John Bagley running the break in a 14-0 second quarter run that was amazing. Knicks didn't have a clue. Probably didn't know the players, and maybe you didn't either. Who made this basket? That was Tony Massenberg before Reggie Lewis knocked one down, flying over the paint with the greatest of ease. What a half he played. Douglas got into the game late in the second and knew just what to do.
Sherm Douglas works his way. Clyde Ewing gave him a little fake.
Evening it out.
Here's Douglas. Yeah!
Shy he is not, but neither is John Starks, who's working wonders for New York. Give him the hoop and foul, 3 for him, and a 1-point Knicks lead late. McHale never left the bench. Just watch the Knicks score 7 in a row in the final few minutes. The telltale streak as Mark Jackson buried a big bucket and buried the Celtics. They lose it 100-96, but they played well. An inspired group, those Celtics, with Sherman Douglas. Well, the Friars put up a pretty good fight in Pittsburgh tonight, but it was only good enough to stay close. They're still looking for their first Big East win after an 83-72 loss to the Panthers tonight. Sean Miller did what he wanted, 16 points, 8 assists. Panthers in control early, but the Friars hung around. Marquise Bragg did the dirty work inside. How do you get that one to go down? PC's biggest gun was freshman Michael Smith, who swooped and soared for 17. 2 plus 1 there. Nice hoop. But the Friars' problems at Pittsburgh resurfaced after the half. Tough place to win. Darren Morningstar's lethal inside with 15. Panthers up 5, 2 minutes to go. You'll never guess what the Friars do on the other end. Kenny McDonald, a crucial turnover, one of 23. Oh, Friars held without a hoop for the final 3:17. They lose by 11. 8-7 now, 0-3 in the Big East. The other Big East winners: Villanova, Georgetown 73-65, St. John's over Boston College by 13, and Syracuse, no problem. The Lady Friars beat St. John's without this gal, Jennifer Meade. She's their second leading scorer, but gone for the season with a heart ailment. PC has some other talented players, though, like Lucy Fontanella, who cracked that tough St. John's defense there for 2 of 27. No problem for the ladies in this one. Sonia Lewis cans the 3B on way to a double-digit lead that had PC ahead most of the game. And guess who was game high? There she is, yes, Tracy Liss. 29 for her, 89-70. PC wins. They're 10-3. Another win for the Rhody Rams, 11 now. And need I remind you that that was their total of wins in all of last season. Of course, this is a different team. They beat a St. Peter's team that came in on a 4-game win streak. They won 24 games last year, but no match for Rhody tonight, which jumped out to a 13-4 lead. I'll tell you, these Rams are so quick. Carlos Easterling, the thief, to Carlos Cofield for 2 of his 9. And watch Mike Brown coming up, whip the pass into Andre Samuel, who was team high with 13. Might have been a little too warm in the gym for St. Peter's coach Ted Fiore. There you go. Take your jacket off. Stay a while. That got him a T. 35-20, URI at the half. Yes, they held him to 20 in 20 minutes. Love the way Jason Alexander runs the show. Oh, that was the other dunk by Cofield. And then Alexander coming up here. Watch the pass to Samuel. Plays like that, some solid defense. Gives URI its 11th win, 66-57. They're for real, and they want the respect that goes with it.
Had some quality wins. You know, anybody that doesn't give us respect at this point is, you know, I don't know what they're looking at. You know, I think there's only like 7 teams that are undefeated in the country, and, you know, we're 3 free throws away from being the 7th.
If we continue to play this way, I guess people will smarten up and look to see us.
So go down and see him Wednesday night. They're at home. I'll be there. See you there. 11-1, URI 66-57. The other Atlantic 10 score 83-75. West Virginia wins. Top 10 scores. Duke wins. UCLA by a deuce. We'll show you how that one ended in a minute. That's a little bit of an upset. Louisville wins. Notre Dame, a big upset over North Carolina. And the ever-popular remote results. You won't find them anywhere else. Claremont Mudd wins by 3. And Mars Hill, a big win over Gardner Webb. They won't be on Sports Phone. They won't be on your favorite sports phone service. Here's the thriller. Number 2, UCLA against number 6, Arizona. Arizona had won 71 straight at home, tied up 5 seconds left. Derek Martin, the buzzer beater, and the streak is stopped as UCLA beats Arizona 89-87. Got to talk about a golf tournament here, mostly because Billy and Brad are right in the running to win it. Faxon, as a matter of fact, had a share of the lead coming into today's 3rd round of this Tournament of Champions. Only last year's winners need apply in this one. Best of the bunch today in the Tournament of Champions. Steve Elkington, he's the leader. He fired a 67. He leads by 2 after 3 rounds. A beauty there on 15, but Billy Andrade did him one better.
Good looking shot. There's a golf shot.
Nice shot, William. A big bird on 16 for Mr. Andrade. He's in second, tied with our other good friend, Mr. Faxon. They're both 2 back going into tomorrow's final round. Steve Elkington, the leader at the Tournament of Champions. On the ice, Brown played another good game against another good team, but unlike last night when they upset Clarkson, they came up a goal short in this one against 6th-rated St. Lawrence. Same score as last night, different result. The Bears tied at 3-3 in the 3rd on this Mike Ross goal, but 33 scoreboard seconds later, the skating Saints got it right back with Mike Allain in alone. He beats Brett Haywood for the 4-3 lead. Each team added a goal for the 5-4 St. Lawrence win. Bruins lose to the Flyers. They beat the Flyers 5-1, and that's sports.
You got it all in, Joe.
Almost.
Thank you.
Those Bruins highlights tomorrow night at 6.
Okay, thanks, Joe. That'll do it for this edition of the Newswatch. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, as Joe says, at 6. Till then, have a nice night.
Newswatch 10 has been honored with a New England Emmy Award and 8 Associated Press Awards for outstanding news coverage.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
He's got a very kind of innocent, warm quality about him, and I think that's one of the things that makes him so likable. I'm watching, Justin.
Ready, Ken? 1, 2, 3.
Ken Malloy goes bowling with 13-year-old Justin. This week's Tuesday's Child. Tuesday at noon and 6 on Newswatch 10.
That's part of your problem, you know. You haven't seen enough movies. All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
Next, Donahue. Steve Martin, Kevin Kline, and Danny Glover. The cast of the new critically acclaimed movie, Grand Canyon.
As we talk, it comes off very serious, but it's actually quite funny.
They tell what it's like in front of the camera.
Is the camera on me?
And behind the scenes.
These movies are hard to make.
The cast of Lawrence Kasdan's Grand Canyon. Next, Donahue.
Monday morning at 9 here on WJAR, Channel 10.
There are plenty of folks who spend their time making a difference in our community and helping to improve the quality of life of others. People who are doing things that you and I admire greatly. In a sense, they are local heroes, and much of what they do goes unnoticed. This is your chance to